What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So, yeah, gonna be getting back to the regular setup here in a day or so. Just got some stuff I'm working on, but wanted to make this video. There's obviously a lot going on with the campaign. Nothing that I want to talk about. I actually today want to talk quickly about the Chuck and Jodie Fassi. So you guys, you've been following Andrew Yang. You've heard those names because those are two of the people who Andrew Yang have given UBI to. He actually gave them UBI. It's about to expire, I guess, this month. And there is an article out of this is New Hampshire Public Radio, I believe. I don't know. I guess they did they went out and did an interview with him. Um, and they actually talked to them about their 12 months with UBI, what they did with the money, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. I want to kind of briefly go through this, and I'll just tell you the what up, what was good, everybody. The first thing that these people decided to do, obviously, you're getting 12 grand for a full year. They decided to take 10,000 of those dollars and reserve them for their kids' college tuition. If you get UBI, there's definitely going to be a part of your brain that says, hey, we're going to trick off a little bit. Part of you is going to be like, let me be responsible. And that's really what we saw here. But most importantly, what we saw is that this was a mental shift. This was that mindset going from scarcity to abundance that we hope to see. And yeah, let's get into it. So like I said, first thing, 10 grand, they decided to reserve that for their kids' college tuition wisely. And then I guess the second thing that they noted was their spending as far as like groceries. They said their daughter was into their kid has these expensive yogurts that she likes to buy. The father likes to, you guys are good. The father likes to, I guess he started buying kombucha, and it's fairly expensive. Not, I think he said it was like $8-9 a bottle, something that they would not normally purchase, but because they felt a little bit of a pressure release due to having the additional funds, they decided to do that. And the other thing which I thought was really interesting that they really noted, they couldn't account for every single dollar, of course, which is the difference. One of the big differences between this and say not Sacramento, where is that place? Stockton, California. They actually had their funds on a card, so they're able to actually monitor every individual purchase that was made. But with the UBI, they didn't do that. It was just, I guess, you got a check from Andrew every month, and you did what you saw fit. That, of course, is the intention. We don't want to put restraints on people. We don't want to tell them how to spend the money. We want them to want them to make the decisions that they feel are best for their lives. Like I said, this kind of ties back into the mindset of abundance. Chuck was having, I guess he had he noted that he had, some, I don't say mental issues, but he noticed that he had a bit of anxiety, and he wanted to see what he could do about that. And he had heard that stand-up improv would be a good way to actually, remedy that for people. So he decided to look into it. He decided to sign up for a class. He said he was spending $100 a month on improv classes. So, I mean, if they took, they had 12 grand and they took 10 of it and they put it into the freaking college fund, 1,200 goes into improv classes, only leaves $800. Who knows where that went? I guess groceries and just random little purchases. But the main thing that we really got out of their interview was their mental shift. Just not feeling the pressure of the day to day. Obviously, life is about change for them drastically when they have to go back to a life without Andrew Yang's 12 grand a year, which is definitely going to be sad unless we can get Andrew Yang elected so we can keep those good times rolling for them. But what we saw is what we really wanted to see. Again, we just want people to not focus on getting by and focusing on letting them, experience life a little bit better. If you have other issues that you're not addressing simply because you don't have the funds to, in the case of Chuck, we saw with the improv classes, he's not going to do that experimental medicine, we'll call it, or he's not going to try that treatment if he doesn't have the funds. He's basically focused on, I got to get this money, I got to pay these bills, which obviously is not going to help a person who's having anxiety issues already. So, as Yang says, get the boot off of people's throats so they can get back to making the decisions that are best for their life instead of just the ones that are best for their bottom line. Just putting in those extra hours at the company factory and hopefully, making enough to take care of the necessities of life. Fortunately, there wasn't a whole lot, but yeah, it's New Hampshire Public Radio. They went out and interviewed him. They didn't say much. Unfortunately, this is one of those things I would have loved to follow these people around for the full year and see where all these things went, or even a couple of these people, since they seem to have reserved most of their funds for this primary thing. But either way, taking that 10 grand and what that's going to do for their child, obviously our future is going to be, I won't say set, but definitely taking a big weight off of her shoulders as far as what she's going to do for college, housing, books, things like that, when you're in school and if you have to worry about taking on additional loans, that kind of sets you back in later life, or of course you're in a situation where you can't take advantage of like internships and things like that because you have to work. So hopefully this works out extremely well for them, and they continue to be good ambassadors for the UBI program that we're all one day going to be living under, whether we agree with it today or not, because that's just the way that work is going to be changing here in the future.